Anime dubs are one of the greatest things to ever bless the earth. Because when you don't feel like watching an anime and reading the subtitles, you simply can just watch the English version. But a lot of the time, the anime dubs are just really bad. Cough cough Demon Slayer. Like, there are some good anime dubs, but simply they just can't measure up to the subbed. But this video is not at all about bad anime dubs. But we're talking about the peak dubs, you know, the ones that really hit hard with their emotion and screams. So in today's video, I thought I might go over 6 different anime dubs that are just the best of the best. Like, you could say you like these more than the sub version, and honestly, I would not complain. Grab your popcorn, use the restroom, and get comfy because this might be a long video, and anyways, let's go over the 6 best anime dubs. And I figure we have to start with Black Clover. Before I watched Black Clover, I think it was one of the first times that I actually did research about which one should I watch, subbed or dubbed. And I came across a Reddit post that said, well, that Black Clover's dub is actually one of the better ones. And I definitely choose the right option because, bro, the dub is goated. The screams are fantastic. The emotion is great, and the voices almost fit their roles perfectly. I have actually seen clips of the sub version, and I do admit that the sub version is really freaking good. But the dub hits so hard. And a lot of the time, the dub does actually sound like the sub, especially Asa's voice actor. And to top it all off, bro, Asa and Noel's dub voice actors actually ended up getting married, which is a direct contrast to the fact that Noel does indeed like Asa. The next dub we got is My Hero Academia. Now look, I may be biased because I did watch the dub first, but the My Hero dub is so goated. The voice actors really do a good job as they fit their characters so well. Characters like Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might, and more all have incredible voice actors that genuinely fit their role. Justin Briner nails it when he does Deku's voice. Clifford Chapin as Bakugo genuinely fits his character, as Clifford Chapin makes some really angry noises. And of course the GOAT Chris Sabat as All Might, which was just a perfect fit from the get-go. All in all, an S tier dub. The third dub we got is Fairy Tail. I honestly do not think that there is a single person in the world who agrees that the Fairy Tail sub is better. Like, I know a lot of people grew up watching Fairy Tail, but let's be real here, and we just gotta admit that the Fairy Tail dub is better. Fairy Tail has gotta be a competitor for the most iconic dub of all time. Todd Haberkorn as Natsu is easily the standout, as we all know that he's just the GOAT. And Gray, Lucy, and Urza's voice actor are all amazing too. And of course, who can forget Chris Sabat as Elfman. Like I said, Chris Sabat is the GOAT! The Fairy Tail dub will always be remembered as a classic, and it will always be a classic in my eyes. Another iconic dub is One Piece. Now, I will admit, I did drop One Piece's dub version, and looking back on it, it doesn't sound as good as the subbed in my opinion, but it's super iconic. And I did say it may seem weird at first, but honestly, it does get more better as you watch it more often. Colleen Klinkenberg as Luffy and Chris Sabat as Zoro are definitely the shining stars, because they just fit their roles so good. And also Nami, Usopp, and Sanji's voice actors are all iconic and just really fun. I will admit, the sub is still better than the dub, but the dub just has this weird charm on it that I just really love. And the dubbed openings were just so iconic. You cannot go wrong with it. Except you. The second to last dub we have on the list is the Pokemon dub. Now, I genuinely do enjoy the subbed Pokemon version, as I think that has way more emotion and the characters just really fit them. But the dub voices are just so darn iconic, bro. And I may have grown up watching this, but I just love it. And even when 4Kids was dubbing Pokemon, it was still just a solid version. Pokemon was indeed my favorite dub for the longest time, and it honestly deserved that role. But then another came along, and honestly, it's just vastly superior to anything else on the list. And speaking of which, the final dub we have on the list, and without a doubt, the best anime dub, period, is the Dragon Ball dub. This is 100% without a doubt the best dub in anime history. Now, I will admit the OG Dragon Ball dub was pretty, bad to say the least, but it definitely had a charm that definitely cannot be matched. But once we got to Dragon Ball Z, everything went crazy. Dragon Ball Z's dub hit harder than a Kamehameha. Dragon Ball Z's cast was so good and just had so much emotion in their voices. We already know the two standouts being Sean Shamel as my boy Goku, the literal GOAT, and Chris Sabat as a whole bunch of characters including Vegeta, Piccolo, and Yamcha. And this is basically the first one I can say with 110% confidence is 100,000% better than the sub. Look, all credits go to the sub voice actors as they do definitely add tension in their roles, but I would be a fool if I said that Goku's sub voice was better than his dub voice. Look, I respect his sub voice actor, but there is no way she is ever going to top my boy Sean Shamel. And we cannot talk about Dragon Ball Z without talking about these screams, bro. I'm surprised that they don't even have voices. Like, bro, how? Without a doubt, Dragon Ball Z is the best dub in anime history. It will be until the end of time. Nothing is ever going to top Dragon Ball Z. And Super.